Alright lads, so with the release of the new 1000-year Blood War Uryu, Renji, and also Jushiro, we now officially have our entire 10th anniversary character lineup. Well actually, while editing this video, we did get the announcement of an upcoming livestream that is likely going to reveal a new swimsuit Nelio and also Rangiku. And because it is part of the 10th anniversary news livestream, it technically can be part of this list, but we're just going to go with these 9 characters. So with that, what we're going to do today is rank all the characters from my favorite to least favorite. This is a purely subjective tier list. We're going to be ranking characters based on their gameplay, their visuals, the character choice. Many things will be considered here, so in the comments below, join in the fun. Let me know your ranking, because I'm sure everyone's list is going to look different. This is not an objective best PvE tier list. We're not ranking them based on how good they are. Of course, that is going to be a factor. We're just going to rank based on how much I like the character. So coming in at dead last, and again, it's a strong lineup this year. Just to preface right from the get-go, it's a very strong lineup this year. You know, using last year as an example, we had the random seasonal Nanao and also Shinsui. They were very easily going to go at the bottom of this list, but I honestly can see everyone's list looking really different, especially the last place character. For me though, we're going to put Aaroniero. Now, Aaroniero and also by default Ichigo were part of the 100 million download celebration, but they are technically included in the 10th anniversary. But both Ichigo and also Aaroniero were actually really solid characters. They both have fun gameplay. I'm a bit more impressed with Aarionero's performance in Guild Quest content, but I do prefer using Ichigo outside of Guild Quest, why I'm ranking him a tad bit higher. I'm also just more biased towards Full Hollow Ichigo. It's a much cooler form. I like Ichigo, obviously. But the reason why these two are coming in last place is really because they're just Guild Quest characters, and that's pretty much about it. Of course, they're both great in Guild Quest, but outside of Guild Quest, due to their lack of frenzy free everywhere, maybe not having the craziest damage output, it does result in them not being as fun as the other 10th anniversary characters. So maybe if these characters got similar treatment where they had frenzy plus free everywhere, their release would have been more exciting, and at the same time, maybe I would have ranked them higher. But again, I do think both characters are really cool, and what I love most about these characters and Banner was that they technically are Hellverse versions of the characters. In the Hellverse movie, they briefly appear in a 1-minute fight scene at the start of the movie, and Caleb used that as reference material to make these characters, especially in the Soul Bomb. I was fine with how the characters turned out, but I definitely would have been more excited had they not been, relegated to just Guild Quest content. So when it comes to our next character, who is going to go in 7th place, this one might come as a surprise, maybe it won't, but we're going to put Jushiro. Now, ultimately, Jushiro is in 7th place just because it's Jushiro. Like, I understand he's a cool character. I don't dislike Jushiro. I was rooting for this character to get a Mimi Hagi character, and he's a really fun unit. I like the strong attacks that he does have. I'm glad they turned him into a character and made him super OP. He's a very fun character to play with, but at the same time, it is just Jushiro. I still have the opinion that maybe he shouldn't have been part of the 10th anniversary, and instead, Uryu should have been the SP unit, and then maybe Jushiro could have got done later on with Shinsui or something like that. But Jushiro just doesn't have that crazy visuals. He just, SA1 and 2 is just kind of wind effects. Same with his EX attack. The only good strong attack that he does have visually is the strong attack 3. I understand it. Again, it is a character that quite literally doesn't have a single fight in 1000-year Blood War. The fact that he even got a character is a miracle in the first place, especially this good of a character. But ultimately, the reason why we are putting him in 7th place is, again, just because of the visuals. He doesn't look that impressive. I think they did as good as they could have done, but I definitely would have preferred some more Mimi Hagi effects in his strong attack 1, 2, and also EX attack. Had they done that, honestly, he might have been a tad bit higher. That takes us into 6th place, where we are going to put Byakuya. Now, Byakuya, really cool unit, and again, a very powerful unit. What we're going to see with all the 10th anniversary characters is that even though some are designed clearly for Guild Quest content, they have Sternritter, Squad Zero, or Captain Killer, it doesn't stop them from only being used in Guild Quests. And that's ultimately due to the damage output these characters have, which is ridiculously high. Frenzy plus 3. In the case of Byakuya, more damage at full stamina, more paralyzed damage. Byakuya has a lot going for him when it comes to strong attack damage. And that translates into very fun gameplay, especially with the strong attack kit that he does have. It's a very simple kit that allows him to clear super fast and also just be a fun character. And at least compared to Aizen, I feel like it's just weird seeing a really good 5th anniversary Byakuya, because I was there when he first initially released during the 5th anniversary at this point 5 years ago. And I was defending that character because everyone was calling him trash besides his SA2, which was the most unique thing about him. And when it comes to this Byakuya having different strong attacks, being able to inflict styles on it, it's weird looking, but it makes him a really fun character. And I, in a way, do kind of like his EX attack that brings back the Vortex that made the original Byakuya unique and allowed him to become a separate, different, but own good character too. Byakuya as a character too, especially his Beyond Bankai form, is a very simple form. It's literally just white blades. So I thought I did a pretty good job of him, especially the Sobom. I overall like this character. I think he was a good start to the pre-anniversary. Unfortunately, I do actually have the character despite me not summoning on him when he first initially released. I've gotten through summon tickets. That then takes us into the top 5, where next up we are going to put Uryu. Now, this one is kind of funny, right? He's a Brave Battle character. So I think for majority of people, he might be at the bottom of the list. But I like Uryu. I like Uryu's Volstan dish form. And again, that was my big one for the 10th anniversary, was either when it came to Canon Part 1 or Part 2, either Bankai Shinsui or Renji vs. Uryu, because it was one of the better episodes and fights from the Season 3 of 1000 Year Blood Wars. So to have that be celebrated during the second part of the 10th anniversary, in my opinion, was very cool. And had this character replaced Jushiro, for example, and became the SP unit of the banner, Uryu might have been top 3. And while initially it's a tad bit disappointing that Uryu did end up taking the Brave Battle spot, we all are aware he's going to get more Blood War characters in the future, and likely another SP character in this Volstan dish form. Visually, through a normal attack damage character, I think he looks great. Again, very similar to Byakuya, right? Like, Uryu's Volstan dish is basically Byakuya's Beyond Bankai, technically. It's just a bunch of tiny blades that can fly at you. I think they did a good job considering that he is a normal attack damage character, and I really like his normal attack string. Now, even though, again, he is a Brave Battle character, to some people that might make him the 10th character or lowest character in this list, number 9. But I do play Brave Battles every day. I have to do my dailies, I like ranking up high, and I like winning Brave Battle games. So with that, Uryu has been a whole lot of fun. As toxic as the character is, as problematic as the character is for the Brave Battle meta for the time being, when you have the character, it is actually quite a bit of fun. The way Uryu was designed too, he kind of just stands still and snipes from afar, kills super fast too. It really does feel like you are using a Volstan dish Uryu. And again, I'm excited to see what our next Volstan dish Uryu would look like as an SP character. But right now, despite him being a Brave Battle character, I've been having a lot of fun with him in Brave Battles and also in Arena. That then takes us into 4th place, where we are going to put Anniversary Renewed Aizen. Biggest surprise of the year is getting this character remade so soon. The expectation is that he wasn't going to get remade until next year after he gets resurrected, because the character hasn't even been resurrected yet, but he already has a new character. And the funniest part about this character's renewed version is that it's basically the same character with just different skills, and that's not inherently a bad thing. It can feel a bit repetitive, but you know, 6th Anniversary Aizen is such an iconic, popular character, a perfect character, people would say. And in all honesty, Aizen having anything other than a beam, distant AoE into a tracking vortex, and then a full screen strong attack would just feel very weird, I will be honest. If the character itself is already perfect, let's just keep it the same essentially, is what 6th Anniversary Aizen did do with his renewed version. Because he has, again, the exact same strong attacks. Visually, of course, they do look different, and I like all the differences between the visuals too. The SA2 being a vortex no longer does it have the hands coming up from the ground. Instead, it has the flower mirror design that you actually saw in the original character Sobon. So that's what I like, especially with Byakuya too. When you get these original characters renewed and remade, in a way it expands on the lore of what this character is capable of in this unique form designed for just Brave Souls. So with Aizen, I thought he actually looked visually good. I love his SA3, I love his SA2, and also love that, again, this character also got an EX attack, a really big vortex attack that hits a lot of times and makes for a very enjoyable character. And like I said, because he has the exact same strong attacks, he's more fit for this current meta because his damage output's very high. Despite the character only having Frenzy +2, he's able of doing some very good similar damage to all these characters in this list. And the dominate and drain aspect of the character I think is also really good and has allowed him to be quite enjoyable in Limit Breaker content, even when he isn't technically supposed to be used there. Out of this entire anniversary, Aizen does have the perfect strong attack kit. It's what you kind of want. A beam into a distant AoE tracking vortex into a full screen. Not a single character other than Aizen had that kit, and for a form that is supposed to be perfect, I think they did a pretty good job with Renewed Aizen. That then takes us into the top 3. Who is going to be in 3rd place? Shocker, it might not be, I don't know, because I've been rooting for this character to get an anniversary character for many years. We have Rukia. Rukia is really fun. Really fun and deserving. Again, as an anniversary character, I was pushing for this character for years. Not every year, when it seemed likely we were calling for a Rukia, but Rukia just deserved a really good character in general. And after the fumble that was her, you know, Bankai character last year, if they really wanted to make the 10th anniversary special, they had to go back to original designs and had to give us a new Rukia. In terms of the design too, I really like what they did here, where in this case she has a very beautiful dress that is reminiscent of her Bankai design. Her Zanpakuto ribbon, that is one of the more iconic features of Sodana Shiryuki, is now actually part of her design. You can see that on the waist and also in the earrings, and I didn't notice that first because I was very confused on what she has going on in her hair, right? But the point event does give a bit more information about that, and it's supposed to be a hair pin or ribbon, very similar to what Byakuya has when he's in the 1000-year Blood War arc, so that was really cool. From a visual standpoint too, she looks absolutely beautiful. The whole point of Rukia, especially her Bankai, is that she has the most beautiful Zanpakuto in Soul Society, and that translates into very beautiful gameplay. We've had a lot of ice effects in the last 10 or so years. At this point, it's kind of hard to make ice look different every single time, yet Caleb somehow find a way to do it. But I really love all the rainbow effects she has going for her, the moonlight effect that she has going for her too. It does make her look beautiful in-game, in the artwork, on model, and just makes the character feel special, powerful even. So then going into second place, this one, honestly, it was 50-50. It can go either way. So I could put Ichigo second, I could put Renji number one, or at the same time, I could do something like this. In the end, I am going to go with Renji number two, Ichigo number one. So in regards to Renji, I like me original characters. I mean, you can see here, Rukia, most of the characters here were original, right? Aizen, Byakuya, Ichigo, Rukia, original designs. It's what makes Brave Swords Anniversaries unique, and I'm glad we did go back to original characters. And I'm excited too because, you know, as we already spoke about on the channel, it seems like we are going to get more Soul Ascension forms. This is just the start of many, so we are getting more original characters, maybe even released outside of an anniversary. I'm here for it. It's exciting. It's different. It's new. I can't complain about it. But at the same time, I'm a fan of Bleach. I like canon characters. And I like when canon characters are unique, fun, and powerful. And that's essentially what Renji is. Renji, I always liked his Bankai design. I will admit, I'm a Renji fan, but not the biggest one. I don't really care that much about Renji pre-1000-year Blood War, at least when it comes to playing as him in a game. I'm a massive fan of his Bankai design in 1000-year Blood War, and it was disappointing last year when he ended up being a Brave Battle character. But after seeing the anime, especially getting that original fight between him and also Uryu, all these new attacks and powers that we never saw from this character form was super exciting. It made for a very fun episodes. And that in of itself is now translated into an even better and more fun character in-game. This character, Renji, is super powerful. The damage output he has is crazy. I love the statism in combination with the lacerate and also burn. He got given the EX attack that multiplies his SP. He's the hardest hitting character in the game for a reason, and that just makes him super fun to play with. This is now our third Bankai Renji in-game from 1000-year Blood War, and they really perfected it with this character. His visuals are amazing. And this is what I love about getting canon characters. When they get justice in the anime, it translates into really good characters. But then going into number one, you know, like I was just saying, I like me some canon characters. But in a way, one of the best parts about original designs is that you don't know what to expect. And Caleb can really do anything they want to when it comes to original designs. Not all the time are they a hit, not all the time are they a miss. But 10th anniversary Ichigo right now, and admittedly, this might be recency bias, is my favorite original designed Ichigo in the entire game. He looks so cool. I'm glad they brought back the long hair, kept it also orange too and not black, so it is a bit different compared to 5th anniversary. I love the sun mark that he has on his face. Again, I really love the sun and moon motif that 10th anniversary Ichigo and Rukia did have. But most of the main reason why this character is number one is because, of course, he's a very powerful character. In my opinion, the best character in the game. But visually, this character, it looks absolutely amazing. The thing with Rukia is that she's very similar, right? She has like ice moonlight effects alongside this rainbow effect to make them look cool. In a way, Ichigo's the same. It's fire, it's power from the sun, but it also has this really cool rainbow effect that just makes him look stunning in game. I really do believe he has some of the best visuals in the entire game. Same was said, to be fair, with Rukia and also Renji, in my opinion. But the thing that Ichigo does better than Rukia is he looks cool. I mean, Rukia's not supposed to look like badass and cool. I mean, she does by default, to be fair. But like, Ichigo having a Mugetsu as part of his Natsuring is so sick looking. And in the Soul Bomb, man, is the Soul Bomb amazing. And in all honesty, the Soul Bomb might be the reason why I'm putting Ichigo number one. It's by far my favorite Soul Bomb in the game. The background looks beautiful with Ichigo in the sky and literally summons a massive, as we're calling it, Sungetsu. It's so sick. It was well directed. And I guess that's the big difference between Ichigo and Rukia. Rukia's Soul Bomb isn't that climactic. It's mostly just to highlight the beauty in her powers. And that's why the final shot in Rukia's Soul Bomb is literally just like a landscape shot, just showcasing her power set. Whereas Ichigo, it feels like a massive attack is coming your way. Super cool anniversary, in my opinion, in part one. And right now, this is how I would rank all 9 anniversary characters. Was this list a hot take? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your rankings, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.